Hey, welcome back, Oddie's Airsoft, and we're doing a quick update video on the revision ExoShields. Now, we did a video on these and I called them possibly the best eyewear in the world. And I kind of still stand by that. But a number of guys on the back of my reviews went out, bought these and ran into a lot of trouble with misting up, fogging up, and they had all the issues that I never had. So I had a chat with Revision and I said I'd do a follow-up video on these and go over a few little rudimentaries that may have been missed. First and foremost, these are not designed for airsofters. These are designed for military operators, and they're designed for one job, and that is jumping out of an aeroplane and wearing low profile goggles on the way down. So for what they were designed to do, they work brilliantly because they don't, wear them for too long. They're from plane to ground, you're probably talking seconds rather than minutes. And in fairness, they're having a huge amount of air current floating around and going through, so they're not going to have any fogging issues. Now, how we got to use them or review them was that on the back of a number of reviews on YouTube, Epic Airsoft did a number of reviews. In fairness to Jay, he did a number of great reviews for the Revision range, and on the back of them I sort of contacted Revision, said look, I'm really interested in these for the airsoft world, can you recommend anything to use? And they had been getting a lot of feedback from American players who were using the ExoShields and were having no problems with them at all. So we got a set of the Revision ExoShields, we got the Locust fan goggles, which I still think are one of the best big goggles out there. So I used these out of the box without any anti-fog liquid being used on them at all. And I'm not going to lie to you, I didn't have a single issue with them at all. I played with them for about 3 or 4 hours in one long game and it didn't fog. Now, when I was standing still or waiting in an ambush situation, what tended to happen was there would be a little bit of a moisture build-up on the lens, but nothing that would affect my vision. I could still see the peripherals really well and I could still see ahead very well. So no issues. Now, a number of guys, as I said, and a couple of guys that I know really well and I trust their input, have run into trouble with these, with fogging. This is Carl. Carl has been playing the same venue, the same atmospherics, everything the same as our last viewer. And he's also wearing the ExoShields, bought them about a month ago, on the back of my videos, I believe, and he's not getting on great with them at all. So what are you having a problem with?
Well, first thing, they fogged up within 5 minutes of having them on. I took them off once we were reloading for the second time, put the anti-fog on with the wipes, cleaned them, let the anti-fog dry in, and within another 5-10 minutes of that, just fogged up again.
Now, everybody perspires differently. If you're wearing a boonie hat, if you're wearing a bandana, if you're wearing a cap, you're going to run into trouble with fogging issues because the heat is kept in around your head zone and that will push the moisture down onto your glasses. Second thing is, if you wear a lower face mask, when you breathe out, it condenses on the metal and pushes the moisture up into your goggles or your glasses as well. So that's going to be an issue for you. So you've got to take into account that, are you a sweaty person or not? Are you going to be wearing a lot of stuff around your goggles? And if so, then you've got to treat them accordingly. Now, what I would recommend is that the anti-fog wipes that Revision sell, and also you get one that comes with the actual goggles themselves. These are good for it's some silly amount of wipes. Basically what you do is you take one out of the packet and it has a little sort of pouch, a Ziploc kind of jobby that you can put it back into when you finish with it. Give it a wipe down inside and out and let it dry and then start wearing them. And then what you do is you take your cloth, you put it in the Ziploc and you can reuse it. I think these are good for, I think it's about 25 applications, and you might even stretch it a little bit more. So it's pretty good value if it's 25 applications per cloth. Once you've treated the goggles with these anti-fog wipes by Revision, and I'm going to stress now, you have to use Revision's ones because they've spent a huge amount of money in trying to get their anti-fog lotion to suit the actual polycarbonate lenses that they manufacture. And you know, it's true of most products. You've got to use what they recommend to get the best out of the product. So what I will say to you is, if you use the wipes, you shouldn't have any issues. And to prove a point, one of the guys that came to me, a buddy of mine, we were up in Fingal Airsoft, Anthony said to me, Jesus, the ExoShields, they look great, they feel great, but you know what, I can't see out of them after 5 minutes, I'm fogged up completely. They really aren't worth the money, Jer, and I kind of regret buying them now.
Now, you've been having problems with these glasses as well, and you've been having instant fog issues. The minute they go on, it's fogging up and you're pretty much blind, can't see what you're doing.
Today was the first day of gaming here, and almost instantaneous fog across. Gave the benefit of the doubt, played the game, actually came in early about halfway through the game and said, look, I'm going back to ballistics. Had a chat with yourself and the other boys. There is a wipe, an anti-fog wipe that Revision supply with it. I've applied that, put it back on, it's tight, pulled the hat all the way down, and I've gone for a nice jog down there. Anyone who knows Fingal, I've gone down to Bravo base, all the way across to Charlie, came back through the tunnels, nothing. I'm actually now trying to breathe up as heavy as I can through them, nothing. So, in fairness, maybe it is just a case of applying that wipe when you do get them. Because at the moment, I have to say they're crystal clear and they are so comfy.
So you started off real negative, and you are sitting now pretty much on the fence on these because you've given them a wipe and they've not fogged on a fairly hectic run.
Yeah, I've done a good run through there. This isn't the lightest of M4s, and it's heavy going down there at the moment. As I said, the cap is pulled all the way down. I'm forcefully breathing up as much as I can behind it, and it is not fogging at the moment. So I'm happy at the moment, and hopefully, you know, Revision, it will stay that way.
So if you're having trouble with ExoShields, if you're having trouble with any of your glasses made by Revision, make sure you're using the anti-fog solution that they sell or supply with the particular model you've bought. And you should have more trouble-free gaming once you do that. The ExoShields are still a favourite of mine. I really like the design of them. I like the fit of them, and the comfort factor is superb. Once you use them in combination with the anti-fog, which, as I said, they sell on their website, do you know what? I don't see how you're going to have too many problems. But on the back of that, I will say, all my experiences with the ExoShield are my opinions. Not, you know, the one size fits all doesn't necessarily hold true. Be warned that not everyone is getting on with the ExoShields. They do find that fogging up. I didn't find they fogged up for me personally. So what can I say? You know, be aware that, you know, some people have run into difficulties. I think once you use the Revision anti-fog with them, I don't think those issues will be, you know, very prevalent. But you know what? It's something to be aware of. When we review anything, we're on sort of limited time, and we always like to come back and do a bit of an update. So this is an update saying, do you know what? Great product. Some people are running into trouble with it. It can be solved if you take your time and effort to anti-fog them up. Look, see how you get on, and let us know in any of your comments below if that has solved any of your current issues with this particular piece. I want to thank revisionmilitary.com. They've been really great for helping us out. Revision Military themselves have said categorically these are not designed for airsoft and shouldn't be sold for airsoft, but they will sell them on the general market because if people want to use them, they can, but they're not designed for airsoft. They're designed for a very specific job. The fact that airsofters have used them and got on with them in the States have made them really popular within the airsoft community, and that's why we sort of got hold of them. And I have to say, I've not had an issue. But that's not to say there's not issues out there with certain players. We've another couple of reviews coming. We have basically the bullet ant glasses and the Viper tails. Bullet ants are really airsoft related items. The Viper tails, maybe not so much, but they can be worn in the airsoft arena. So stay with us for a couple of new videos on the Revision range, and we'll talk real soon. See you later, guys.
You're using the ExoShields today at Fingal Airsoft. How did you get on with them, mate?
Pretty good, pretty good. It's the first time using them. Watched your video there a couple of weeks ago and you recommended them, so I went and picked them up and took them out today. Not really any fogging on them. They clears up pretty within a couple of seconds when it does start to fog, as soon as you start moving. A little bit of perspiration around the edges and stuff, but nothing that affected my performance at all in them. I wore them for 2 or 3 hours straight with no anti-fog or anything like that on them at all.
And you've also worn the likes of the Bolle Raiders and stuff,
yeah,
and you've had problems with them.
Yeah, within 10 or 15 minutes the whole front of them would just go white with fog and stuff like that.
And it's quite an overcast day, but it's actually quite warm today.
Yeah.
I reckon it's what, about 14 to 16 degrees today, maybe?
Take your word on it.
Yeah.
Or I can check for you if you want.
But so you seem to get on, and you found them comfortable enough to wear?
Very comfortable. You get the adjustable straps on the side, but it's also Velcro at the back, so you can just pop the Velcro and put it back on to loosen them up whatever way you want them. So
grand.
And
okay.
even when you do get a little bit of perspiration on them, if you just tilt them slightly, let a little bit of air in, and that's it, they clear it up straight away.
Because I found that sometimes when you're in a static position,
yeah, exactly,
they do tend to get a little bit misty. But the minute you start to move again, I don't know whether the airflow or whatever, it just clears them instantly.
That's it, exactly, yeah. I was like that. I was down by the riverbank there and it got a little bit, I won't say foggy, but you could see the perspiration on the inside. And as soon as I start to move, and the peripheral just cleared up again, and it's at the, again there, as soon as I start moving, the breeze caught it, they cleared up again straight away. I mean, they're crystal clear now.
Cool.